All Ball TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Walker Kessler of the Utah Jazz has been a hot topic this summer thus far. Ian Begley, New York Knicks insider, he broke down what the Jazz are looking for, and scammy Danny Ainge, what he's up to.
Couple of notes here as the Knicks get through their offseason, get ready for Summer League. The Knicks had been in touch with Utah, had some interest in Walker Kessler, the big man, as a potential solution for them to back up five. But teams in touch with Utah say the Jazz are looking for at least a first-round pick in return for Kessler in these conversations that had gone on earlier in the offseason. So that's going to be a tough price for the Knicks to meet or match, and I would assume that they wouldn't be able to get that deal done.
Is scammy Danny Ainge up to his old tricks? Wants a first-round pick for Walker Kessler.
First and foremost, hope everybody's doing great. Except Laker fans and LeBron fans. I know my drill. All go to capital H-E-double-L. Knicks fans, what's going on, baby? New York City, we in the building. Danny Ainge is always trying to scam us. Always. And it's just like, it's at a point now where it's like Danny Ainge, you the female that I wanted you for so long, and after a while it's like, I don't even want you no more, sweetie. Like, get out of here. And to me, that's Danny Ainge. You know how you chase something for so long, and you get right there, but then it don't happen, and it's you talking, you texting, and then after a while you just lose interest. That's Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge is always trying to rob somebody, especially the Knicks. Why do you want a first-round pick for a backup center? Because you know that's what we need? I guarantee you, watch he goes to another team for less. Let's not forget, he tried to swindle us with Donovan Mitchell. I think he won 8-9 picks with players. So it was like, yo, man, Danny Ainge. Now, for me, would I do it? I might do it. Once again, I might do it because I don't see no other players. I think we have our team, right? I don't see us trading for no other players as far as superstar status. So we do have to fill in, those blanks. And that's a big blank we have. I don't think we're going to re-sign Precious. I would like to, but I'm pretty sure somebody's going to overpay for him, and guys got to go get their money. So would I give up a first-round draft pick? I probably would. But it just feels weird because it's Danny Ainge. If it was somebody else, it probably wouldn't be a problem. But Danny Ainge is always giving us trouble. He's always making something difficult. And it's like, yo, bro, you in Utah. Like, stop. Like, what are you? Yeah, like, come on. Danny Ainge is always scamming. And he loves to scam the Knicks. And I'm just happy that, we have a front office now that we don't go for the scams no more. Very smart, very intelligent. We're making all the precise moves. And I think I've been telling you, we don't have to win a championship this year. These moves we are making are for the future. We are going to be relevant for the next 5-6 years. And within that time, we can win a championship. So we don't have to jump out the window and win a championship this year because Paul George went to Philly and all these other moves. Let's stay patient, and when the iron is hot, you strike. Now, like I said, I wouldn't mind giving up a pick because I don't, in another year or two, when you got a lot of these superstars that's going to be free agents, I'm predicting a Giannis, a KD. Some of these guys are going to want to come over here because we're going to have the nucleus to where it's like we're going to win a championship. So I don't have no problem. It's just I don't like dealing with Danny Ainge. I don't like Danny Ainge. I don't like nothing about Danny Ainge. He looks like a scammer. He looks like you give him your information and then all of a sudden you in debt $900,000. I don't like Danny Ainge. So to me, that's the problem. But I would love to get that young man from Utah over there with us. Like I said, that's a legit backup center. And a guy like that, I think eventually is going to be a starter or get starting minutes depending on, Mitchell Robinson and his health. Because, I got to give a shout out to Flea. He says it all the time. Big shout out to my brother Flea. Big shout out to our brother Dom Drop as well. We cannot depend on Mitchell Robinson to be healthy all season. So now if we got this young man from Utah, he slide right in and he could be a valuable and liable starting center that can hold a fort down. So would I give up the pick? Yes, as long as that's all I'm giving up. I'm not giving up no players. I'm not giving up nothing extra. I think we would have to make the move. It's just tough because it's Danny Ainge. And we all know, I know me personally, I don't want to deal with Danny Ainge.
One more update. Ian Begley just updated it on Twitter a couple minutes ago.
What?
Walker Kessler, reporting on Walker Kessler from Ian Begley. Teams had offered 2 first-rounders for Utah in the past couple of weeks and were rebuffed.
One of the first Knicks that Mikal Bridges said by name here at his introductory press conference on Tuesday. It wasn't Jalen Brunson. It wasn't Josh Hart, but it was OG Anunoby. Bridges said he's long been a fan of Anunoby's and they've admired each other's games based on what each has done for their successive teams. Obviously, both 3-and-D players, and he was really excited to play with Anunoby. And if this era is going to work for the Knicks, the Anunoby Bridges Villanova Knicks era, it's going to be based on the success defensively with Bridges and Anunoby together. I don't think there's another defensive wing tandem in the NBA that can match up with those two. Other Knicks staffers were there. Some of Mikal's favorite trade with the Nets. Another quick update here on the backup big man situation. I mentioned on Monday that Utah had been asking for at least 1 first-round pick in previous discussions with teams on Walker Kessler. The Knicks had some interest in Kessler. I was told subsequently that teams had offered 2 first-rounders to Utah in the past couple of weeks and were rebuffed. Obviously, we don't know the value of the first-rounders. Not all firsts are created equal. There's protections on these picks, but that gives you a little idea on how the Jazz value Kessler and what it would take to pry him out of Utah.
So teams have offered, reportedly, 2 first-round draft picks for Walker Kessler.
I wonder who reported that.
And where he got it. Well, who was your source?
Is Danny Ainge reporting that to up the ante? Like, come on, man. Let's cut the jokes. I'm sorry, but go ahead. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people were saying we overpaid for Mikal Bridges. Again,
they say we overpaid for Jalen Brunson. They say we overpaid for OG. They're going to always say that with the Knicks. They say we gave up too much when we got OG. Listen, man, when it comes to Knicks fans, we can't win for losing. So I don't be wanting to hear none of that. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
I just feel like whether you won a championship or in your championship contention the previous season, what are you doing to maintain that contention, or have you upgraded? You can't tell me at this point. We basically traded Isaiah Hartenstein and a bunch of draft picks in a 3-team trade with OKC and the Brooklyn Nets. That's basically what just took place this offseason. And if you think iHeart is a better fit than Mikal Bridges, God bless you. God bless you. I don't think so. I think it's a total upgrade. We got a backup for OG Anunoby. And in this case with Walker Kessler, it is, again, going back to fit. Like, again, Flea dubbed him the center whisperer, the bigs whisperer. I know he was getting his ass kicked yesterday against Zach Edey, the rookie to be. But Zach Edey looks like he's 35 years old already. He looks like a mountain out there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to guard him anyway. But, this is what he does. Talented big men that are able to do whatever he's doing. But Achua, same level, right? Same kind of play. But Walker Kessler gets a lot more blocks per game.
Right.
And the other thing with this is that nobody's factoring. Guess who's Walker Kessler's agent?
Who?
CAA. Nice. La Cosa Rosa. So Danny Ainge, yeah, nice games you playing over there. But the last CAA player we traded for, he got his bag. Yes, he did. But I personally feel like I would have done that trade a million times over. RJ Barrett and IQ for OG Anunoby was a total upgrade. We looked like the best thing I ever seen in my life from the Knicks. And first round draft pick. If you got to go a second round draft pick, try to play around. Leon Rose and them know how that affects the cap, and remember we're gonna talk about the Jalen Brunson contract in a second. All those things have to be factored. Walker Kessler's contract, he's in there, 2 years left, team option, and the third year he's gonna be a restricted free agent. Like his contract is amazing. $2 million he's making. The next year he's making $4 million. So in 2 seasons, he's gonna be making $6 million. That's gonna cause less than Precious Achua. It's gonna cause less than iHeart. That's what we're so if you trade for him, you're also traded all these things for Mikal Bridges and whatever iHeart left for. You traded iHeart for all this for Mikal Bridges and Walker Kessler. I think you gotta take that. You gotta take that. There's no way I'm not taking that. Walker Kessler is I don't say an upgrade from iHeart, but he fits the tip system. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. If they ask for 4 first round draft picks, he's gonna try to stretch this. And if he drives there's no way now that I'm thinking about it, you're gonna go closer to OG's price. Because I'm sorry, yeah, OG's price or Mikal Bridges. Anywhere near 4, 5, 6 draft picks, you're bugging. You're bugging because I would say he's half the value of a Mikal Bridges and an OG Anunoby at this point. So if he goes to 3 or 4 draft picks, first round draft picks, that's when he's out of his mind.
I was watching him in the summer league yesterday, and I'm like, why is this dude wasn't he supposed to be like a cornerstone for Utah when they drafted him?
No.
Like wasn't
Really?
he supposed to be? Yeah, wasn't he supposed to be some big piece to go forward with? And now he couldn't even start the whole season last year. He's playing summer league games still, respectfully, but he's still playing summer league game. What's the projection on the dude? I want to know, what does Danny Ainge know about him that we don't know? Because has he not turned the corner yet? Well, I like the kid. He defends well. He's got a nice motor. That's all I got. I don't know, but I do know this. If we did pick him up, like all three of us feel, most bigs that we get our hands on, Tibbs does well with them, right? People weren't talking about Hartenstein. Now Hartenstein making $30 million after playing for us. All ball, always, highlights. Guys come to us and then leave making money. They get here, they find a way, and now they making a bunch of money. So, is Walker Kessler that next person? I don't know, but I do know Danny Ainge ain't gonna give him up for nothing. He ain't gonna give him up for nothing. So I hope he doesn't put us in some position where we're giving up. I don't know. I hope Mitchell Robinson is not a part of a trade for Walker Kessler. That's what I'm saying.
Can I ask y'all a question? How would y'all feel? Because I think a lot of Knicks fans now, this is the first time in a long time the Knicks organization, from the owner to the front office to the coach, even to the players, there's some pressure now to win a championship. How do we feel about re-signing Precious and not feeling the pressure of thinking we have to win a championship this year because it seems like that's where it's going, right? Why not re-sign Precious and play out the season, everybody fully healthy, and let's see what happens in the next couple years instead of jumping out the window for Kessler, like you said, which I don't think we all agree he's worth a first-round draft pick. How do y'all feel? Do y'all think the fan base now is putting a lot of pressure on the Knicks, and it's seeming like we have to win a championship immediately?
I think we're a champion. The pressure should be there regardless, bro. All that, we just looking for somebody to fill in for Hartenstein, and that's it. Achua could do that, and even if you get Kessler somehow, they better be thinking we're going to win a championship. So I think which, as you were asking the question, I think if you go trade for Walker Kessler, he's going to have more pressure than Achua, even though Achua is going to make more. Walker Kessler got to walk in here and be like, oh, they traded me for 2 first-round draft picks and this, that, and the third. You got to deal with more pressure because Hartenstein did not walk in here with that kind of pressure. And Achua currently doesn't have that kind of pressure. Even Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, he got to get healthy, but if he's healthy, we mess with him. And we know what to expect. He would have to underperform greatly for us not to really expect anything from him. But If you trade for a Walker Kessler, I think then you create pressure, more pressure, because he's gonna get a lot of flack from us if he doesn't perform. And he better not do what he did yesterday. Thank you for that update. Nick Yak, hilarious. Edie 14 points, 15 boards, 4 blocks. Kessler 10.6 rebounds, 4 for 8 free throws, 33 minutes. I imagine Mitch only getting 6 boards on 33 minutes. Oh, imagine Mitch only getting 6 boards in 33 minutes. I mean, but it was against the 7'4" dude it just might be a mismatch. And I mean, I know all board don't want to hear that. Flea, what you think?
I mean, Edie played well yesterday. I watched him yesterday. He played well. He won the game for them. I mean, well, put them in overtime to then go forward with that game. So Edie played well. He played a lot better than I expected him to. But the only thing that with what OG is saying, if we re-sign Precious, that's just a guy that was in our system already. You know, Precious knows what is expected of him. You know, and played a year for us, knows what we shooting for, know our goals, knows the role he would play, right? Kessler would have to figure things out. I don't think what we do as a team is so complicated that you can't plug a guy in that is a high athletic guy. He looks to know how to play basketball. Y'all know how I feel. Do you know how to play? Like, are you smart enough to know how to play the game? He looks like that. So, I mean, if you're asking me who I would rather, Precious or Walker Kessler, I'm only going to roll with Precious because I've seen what he looks like in Tibbs' system and what, you know, he did what he was asked to do.
Also, staying put, if you go with Precious and then they just gave Hook Porty a 2-way deal. I know it's against lesser talent. I know y'all want to see, and I do as well, Hook Porty against the, NBA level guys, but he looks way more skilled than Sims already. Jump hooks and the way he boxes out, the way he punishes lower, smaller defenders and everything. So staying put with him, developing, give Sims a try and a Trua. We're in the same place we were before with Danny Ainge. No, I ain't taking your trade. Right. You think you talking to?
Exactly.
No. You want Mitchell Robinson? No. Danny, get out of here, man. We don't believe you. We don't want Donovan Mitchell that bad. And it worked. Being patient with him, the poker game with Danny Ainge, it worked. Enough of you and your shenanigans. All ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.